Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video, and let's just jump right into it. For our first exercise, you're going to be interlacing your fingers and reaching upward to the sky and side to side. We've been sitting all day, so we definitely need to get moving here. For our next stretch, we're going to be doing the upper trapezius stretch, and you're just going to tilt your ear to your shoulder. Now make sure you do not hunch your shoulders upward. Try to keep your shoulders down and away from your ear. The next stretch is called the levator stretch, and you're just going to go from the trapezius stretch and you're going to tilt your nose down towards your armpit. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can bring your hand up and over on top of your head and have a gentle pull. Preferably you want to hold these stretches around 30 seconds and then switch to the other side. Now moving on to our next stretch, this one is called the piriformis stretch, and you're just going to cross one ankle over the opposite knee and then lean forward towards your thigh. If you want a little bit more of a stretch in a different area, you can move the top leg across so it's more like mid-shin on top of your knee. And I'm just doing a couple of different angles here just so you can get a good view. Moving on to the next exercise, this is a modified version of cat-cow. So you're just gonna arch the back, bring the head up, and then tuck the belly in and drop the chin towards the chest. You're gonna do this a couple of times until you feel a nice, good stretch all around. Now the next exercise is a modified version of the tail wag. You normally do this on all floors, but I had to modify it for the chair, and you're just gonna try to act like you're a dog and shake your tail with your pelvis a little bit. Moving on from there, I'm just gonna go straight into some trunk circles. You're gonna go one way, and then eventually you're also gonna turn and circle the other way, of course. Now our next exercise is something that I think often gets forgotten a little bit. It is our wrist. We got to stretch out our wrist because we've been sitting in a single position all day, and so we need to go ahead and stretch them out. Go ahead and do some wrist circles, and of course, once you go one way, you're going to go the opposite way as well. Get some nice stretching going, and keep your elbows tucked in by your side and try to keep the movement only in your wrists. Next stretch is called the prayer stretch. You're going to bring your palms together into the center of your chest. You're going to breathe in and then bring your hands up, and then exhale, bring your arms back down to center. You're going to repeat this several times. Our next stretch is going to be our wrist flexors. You're going to bring your elbow out straight, your palm facing upward, and then you're going to pull your fingers towards your body. There's no time to be prude. I let you kidnap my tongue in. And then for our next stretch, we're also going to do the opposite side. These are going to be our wrist extensors, and you're just going to keep your arms straight, palm facing down, and then bring your fingers down towards the ground. Take me to the edges of you. Ooh, ooh. For our first exercise of the video, we're going to be doing some sit to stands. This is a good exercise if you need some blood flow going because you've been sitting all day. You're just going to use your chair kind of as a guideline, and you're just going to stand right up and then sit right back down, tap the chair, and then come right back up. Tell me you do. The next activity that we are going to do is going to be a stretch. You're going to take one foot out, flex the foot, and then lean forward, bringing your chest to your thigh, hinging from the hips, and you should feel a good stretch in your hamstring. For this stretch, I would recommend holding for 30 seconds on both sides. From here, we're going to go into a calf stretch. You're going to use the opposite leg and try to bring the toes closer towards your trunk and keep your legs straight. That way you get a nice deep stretch in the calf. And here is where I almost squished my poor co-star. My cat Zeus. Sorry, buddy, I didn't see you there. This next exercise is a modified ab crunch. You're just going to bring both arms to the back of your head. Keep your head neck straight in alignment with the spine. You're going to lean back, not very far, and you're going to come right back down to center. Within a few of these, I usually feel it in my upper abdominals, and it's a good modified workout. Please pay special attention to your head and neck, for you should not feel any strain at all within your head or your neck.
Darling, I'm selfish. Wish I could love you, but you don't tell me how much you want it. I need a reason, I need an answer, then I can love you every day. But hold on to your feelings till you know.
Our next exercise is a very common row. Feel free to add some water bottles or maybe a resistance band if you want to increase the level of difficulty. We're going to bring your arms out, tuck in the elbows, and then squeeze shoulder blades together as you bring them down. Throughout this exercise, do not forget to keep your shoulders down and away from your ears as much as possible.
If you give me one good reason why you deserve my time, why you should be mine, all I need is one good reason. Secrets are no good, don't let them hurt you, better be honest. If you want my kiss, give me a reason.
Our next exercise is a variation of a pull down. Feel free to add some water bottles or maybe some resistance bands if you want a higher level of difficulty. We're just going to bring your arms out straight, elbows tight, and you're just going to bring your arms straight down, keeping your arms straight as well. And then feel free to squeeze the shoulder blades as you bring them back.
Just a minute till you know what I'm good for. Give you a try, take it to the sky. If you give me one good reason why you.
For our next exercise, this is going to be called the T exercise. They're normally in a combination of I's, Y's, and T's. I's being the pull down, and then this one is the T. You're just going to bring your arms out straight, palms facing forward, and you're just going to try to bring your arms back, squeezing the shoulder blades together and keeping the shoulders down away from your ears. I'm going to do it at a couple different angles so you can see, and also only do this if you have the shoulder flexibility and mobility to do so. Also, you should not be arching the back to compensate by any means. If you are starting to arching your back, then you should probably do a different variation of this. Next is going to be our Y exercise. You're going to bring your arms up, forming a Y like you're about to do the YMCA. Thumbs are facing upward, and you're just going to bring your shoulders down. Try to imagine bringing your shoulder blades down and together with this one. Next, we are going to do a couple of shoulder circles. You're going to bring them down and back, and then of course we're going to go the opposite way, going forward and down as well. Next is going to be a modified door stretch. You're just going to bring your arms up about shoulder height, bend at the elbows, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together, really stretching out your pectoral muscles. If you have a door frame, you can keep your forearms parallel with the door frame and then lean forward gently. This next exercise is going to be the only exercise on the ground if you have the space to do so, and they're going to be our bridges. You're going to lay down flat on your back, bend the knees, keep the knees about hip width apart, and then you're going to squeeze your butt muscles up and lifting the pelvis up towards the sky. This is a good exercise that will stretch out the hip flexors and also strengthen the gluteal muscles. Our last exercise for the day, I decided to go ahead and grab my water bottle, and we're going to do a couple of bicep curls. Of course, if you do have free weights available, feel free to go ahead and do those weights. I just happen to have a water bottle close by. Of course, keep the elbows tucked in by your side, and you're just going to bend, bringing the palm towards your shoulder. And that is all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.